Welcome to the bold analysis. The political activities happening at the residence of the Deputy President Kindiki is actually a big embarrassment to the office of the presidency. And I'm a bit informed and I'm a bit convinced that while Kindiki activities are sponsored to help show up numbers for the President Ruto, the strategy of those forums is not going to yield much. They're not new. I like sometimes when people say mambo kama haya tumeyazoea mjini. So these are things that we've been seeing people doing them. The Deputy President Kindiki should be ashamed of what transpired in that facility today. Edwin Kiongozi was forcefully ejected. Kindiki was actually hosting delegation of 2,000 people from Meru County. He's been meeting delegations from those counties, and one thing I would want to question is why this delegation is from Mount Kenya only. I think he's met Embu, Meru, Kiambu. Why not Siaya? Why not Uasin Gishu? Why not Baringo? Why not Turkana? I think that residence was a residence of the Deputy President of Republic of Kenya. And the just immediate occupier of that establishment was knocked out because of tribalism. I have seen the DP meeting delegation from largely Mount Kenya counties. And I've seen also part of like Kipe or something. There's also Isiolo, if I'm not wrong. But that, whatever happened there is not in good note. Today, Edwin Kiongozi was forcefully ejected from that establishment, from the Meru leaders meeting in Nairobi until after expressing divergent views that did not align with the direction of the discussions. What we are told is Edwin Kiongozi questioned the direction of the campaigns that were going on, the political statements that were going on, instead of the development agenda that was to be discussed.
Asanteni jameni, kazi mzuri, nyinyi ni mabingwa kweli. Tuketi sasa, tuketi. Haya, ameshughulikiwa, tuketi. Sawa sawa, haya sawa, tuketi. Asante. Can we be seated kindly? Can we be seated? Tuketi sasa, asanteni jameni, kazi mzuri, nyinyi ni mabingwa kweli.
And because people do not take dissent, the security forces at the residence of the Deputy President, after he was ejected from the tent, pushed him out of that residence because he did not align with it. I want to agree sometimes, if you also feel it is not aligned, you don't attend. Yeah, it's true. You don't attend. If you feel you are not well aligned, you don't attend. But I understand even such meetings come with some great fortunes. And this is not to mean that Edwin Kiongozi was there for those fortunes. I want to repeat, that video is a big embarrassment to Kithure Kindiki. Because the act of even turning the residence of the DP to a political theater is a big embarrassment. That building was constructed by taxpayers' money. That is a symbolic building. That is where the second in command stays in. That building is not a personal property. That building, it's like chasing someone from the residence of the deputy president. It's like, it's like being chased from parliament, from State House. Well, you've been invited and then chased from State House, simply because you are expressing a divergent view. I want to believe that probably, and it exposes some few things that I want to say, and the reason why I believe Kindiki should regret such act. The fact that the residence is turned to be a chaotic scene, how about if we continue that way, and you realize that those who are there have divergent views, and a mini maandamano starts from there. Will you now order the GSU and the police protecting that facility to shoot people? So we must be careful, because those meetings are actually political forums, disguised as development forums. Those meetings are political forums. They are mobilized. And I want to show you another video. There was a time I saw when Kindiki was actually acknowledging the deputy governor from Meru. There were big applause for the deputy governor compared to the governor. And that will show you the way that crowd was mobilized. I saw even Kindiki telling those who are there that after lunch they can go to the swimming pool and take selfies there. The high security stake in that building do not even allow that. You cannot go to that swimming pool. Where's the ender? If you drop there a chemical. Yeah, we were wondering. I was looking at that, I was like, what is Kindiki saying? The security details, yes, we have some two fellows who are there saying there's nothing like taking photos there. If you've ever gone there, there is nothing. I once went there in 20? That could be 2019. Kitambo sana. Yeah, that was the time. I remember when Kenyan died around that time. So, but of course under civil society, not under media. So the security there is very tight. Kindiki is telling people that, after this meeting you go for swimming pool, as if that is what they went there for. Now, the residence is actually, it is embarrassment because as a deputy president is a symbol of national unity. The act of national, the act of chasing someone because of his because of his standing, because of his divergent opinion, just shows how intolerant the leadership is. It shows the level of intolerance we have as a country. That you cannot take a divergent opinion. You cannot take a different opinion from what you have. Then what is the whole essence? This is a closed-door meeting. If you cannot take dissent in closed-door meetings, the next day you will attend rallies and Kenyans will disapprove your message. Will you chase people? Instead, I think what they should have done is to give time and listen. What is he saying? This decision to chase this gentleman was actually commissioned by the leadership there, because after that, after Edwin was pushed out, Kindiki gave his speech. He never acknowledged, he never regretted about that decision. In fact, there was no attempt to, the best that ought to have been done, because if Kindiki and the team wanted that leader to be there, they would be there. You will be able to tell those leaders attending that we need to be politically tolerant. You cannot go to the residence of the deputy president and then they're shouting matches there. This is a place that receives ambassadors. you know. So it's a big shame. And in fact, the problem, the first mistake is turning that residence as a political theater where leaders are squaring out issues. And what is the essence? If it is a consultation forum, why is it that they are fully vertical nodding forums where everything is yes sir? When you try the horizontal nodding, then you become persona non grata. I think the leadership, those who want, and Kindiki said there that they don't want to be clapped for, they're not looking for horizontal vertical noddings. In fact, as a leader, you should actually go for the horizontal noddings, because those are the people that will challenge you. Those are people that will tell you something new. Someone who is just nodding his head upwards, that person is not adding any value to you, because he's just rubber stamping what you are saying. He's not giving you his peace of mind. So when that Edwin decided to give that meeting his peace of mind, he was actually pushed out of that meeting. And I feel that is actually, Kindiki might have missed something. After that, if you look at the kind of speeches that are there, people pledging and asking, someone even asked for an airport.
Excellency, sijakuja kuchochea mtu, nimekuja kusema sio tafadhali, kazi lazima mfanyie watu ya Meru. Wafanye wasifanye? Wafanye wasifanye? Mtawapea nafasi wafanye? Unajua kuna wengine tunasikia wanatisha profesa. Anaambiwa ati huyu sio wa mlima. Ati rĩu kĩrĩma no ũkorirwo nĩ ũraria gĩkũyũ tanie nĩguo ũyũ wa kĩrĩma. Tukihoya kura githe tutiamwiraga inyuĩ ithuothe andu a kirima ugai Ameru mugeni kairi ndetiguo twamwiraga, lakini mnaona kama huyu anaweza shindwa. Si miezi ni 3 ametuita hapa tuongee mambo ya maendeleo ya Meru. Your Excellency, vile tulisema, mimi nilikuwa hapa na watu ya Kiambu na niwaambie, niliwachochea kidogo, nikawaambia next year lazima Professor Kindiki atuite tena, atuambie yale tumesema hapa kama yamefanyika. Lile limefanyika tunasema tick, ile haijafanyika anatuambia kwa nini haijafanyika na itafanyika siku gani, au sio? Na akiweza asituite hapa, atuite pale mbele pale State House. Kana tigua kana momerwa ngeigira State House gotiko hingoro.
On behalf of Mount Kenya East, I once again emphasize on Mitogo airstrip being upgraded to an airport for commercial purposes and the extension of Isiolo Airport. Your Excellency, it's only in Mount Kenya East where we don't have an airport. We spend 4 hours all the way to Nairobi. This airport, the commercial airplane, will collect people from Bere, that is in Embu, Tharaka-Nithi, including our neighbors allowed Chuka, and it is very important. Your Excellency, in the morning also, I mentioned with you about the tendering process of Kionyo, Kanyakine, Kidhino, and Mologa, Mala, Mitongo roads, which the President gave a directive for tarmacking. The budget is there, still awaiting the tendering, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, I would also like you to record the issue about Nkobo water and the sewage, which was started by Governor Kiraito when he was an MP.
Ati tukae, hatutaki barabara, hatutaki chochote mpaka tungojee serikali nyingine. Are you sure? Kuna watu wanatu advise hivyo. Wanasema hii tungoje hii serikali, tungoje kuna serikali nyingine inakuja. Nasikia iko na Kalonzo, iko na Wajakoya, iko sijui na no, there's no problem. Unajua hao ni watu ya opposition and they have a right to vie for whatever seat. Hakuna mtu ako na problem. Lakini unajua wakati Kalonzo atakuja pale Meru, nitamwambia wewe Kalonzo, my brother, umekuwa vice president 5 years. Toa development track record yako ya Meru County ukiwa vice president, na mimi nitoe yangu. Yako ya miaka 5 na mimi nitoe yangu ya miaka 2.5. Because he was in a position of influence. Isn't it? Alikuwa katika hii ofisi. Sio mwaka mmoja, sio miwili, 5 years. Yeah. Yes. Si namna hiyo. Yeah, haitakuwa rahisi. It will not be easy, my friend. Kuna watu wako hapo wamedanganywa kwa mitandao. They think it will not be easy. It will be very rough. It will be extremely rough. Ambia ulileta barabara gani hapa ukiwa vice president? PS for Diaspora Affairs, Roslyn Jogo. I want to recognize the governor of Meru County, the Honorable Kawira Mwangaza. I want to recognize the presence of the deputy governor of Meru County, Elias Mutumu. Asante. Order.
In Meru, during that leaders forum, someone is asking for an airport. That Meru is, in the whole Mount Kenya, Meru doesn't have an airport. It upgraded JKIA. Those meetings are not going to, they're supposed to show up emotions. They're supposed to show up numbers for the president. But I wish we see the bigger picture. They're not bringing any number on table. They're not bringing the figures we are talking about. Why am I saying that? Those forums are manufacturing new promises just even before we complete the ones that we promised Kenyans previously. Someone is asking for an airport, someone is asking for a road. I've even seen, at the end of it, they even formed some committee. A committee that is going to first to track those resources, those projects, and with the residence of the deputy president. Some of these projects are done by ministries. The ministries are staffed with officials who are supposed to do this thing, do the tenders, and to make sure the work is done. So when people troop to the residence of the deputy president and ask for this that development there, this development there, I normally try to ask, what is the nexus between a road being constructed there and Kindiki, the deputy president? Will now the CS, with the DP sit down and start calling ministries and telling them, this one is here, this one is not there, this is not being done, this is not being done? Is it very easy? Does he have that latitude? And there are some projects, in fact, it doesn't need these meetings for the projects to happen. I've always been saying the public in 2027 must be wary as money as a political tool. Look at those fellows. We understand they're given transport, 2,000, then another 10,000 stipend. 2,000 of them, how much are we spending? In the tune of $1 million. 2,000 times 10,000. That is 2 million. One. Na hiyo ni hao wengine. MPs, you must give good money maybe. Because that money is also given, that stipend is also given based on many other factors. So you can see the way that is done. So we are manufacturing new promises. With these forums, people are bringing up new things. We are not telling them we've done this and that. I think what should be is about what we have done. The other second way I feel these forums are not going to be effective is they are forums attended with that classified audience. They're scripted meetings with blind allegiance. Hence, not a true reflection of what is happening qua ground. And qua ground, I normally say, when you go and the people are heckling you, that is the real feedback. This other one of giving people money, someone who has been given money, how will that person tell you the truth? Even if he feels like what government is doing is not the truth. Will he even tell you the truth and you've already paid him to attend your meeting? So as much as we are trying to tweak around, as much as we are trying to move around with it, these meetings are not effective and it's a waste of taxpayers' money. The other issue is the messages, the sole message, the dominating message that the DP is telling those who are attending, those delegates, is we need to support President Ruto. But beyond current, that message doesn't cascade to the ground. I'm yet to see a leader from Mount Kenya. President Ruto has been, Kindiki has been meeting many of them. When they attend events, they don't talk about support President Ruto. The only person who's publicly talking about supporting President Ruto is Mwangi Kiunjuri. That is the only politician coming out to talk about let's support President Ruto. Any other politician, even after leaving current, doesn't talk about President Ruto. So these meetings are not yielding more. They're not yielding much. Because even the people, the messages they're supposed to take to Njiku down there are not going there. The other issue is this. We talk about projects. A road there, a dam there, a classroom, some transformer to be erected somewhere. There's some dangling carrots. But there are also other social pressing issues like education. People are worried about capitation. There is the school principals in Turkana are saying if they are not going to receive the capitation this week, they will shut operations in their schools. Those are the issues. SHA is a problem. Private facilities are now owed 7.3 billion. The real issue is we've registered 18 million in that SHA. Out of this 18 million, only 4 million people are contributing. Those are the real discussion. That is the real thing. He knows very well that people are talking about abductions. What is the government doing to ensure that the country is protected, that the nation's security is not compromised? So we have a little bit of the things we must lay down to explain and do the right thing. So even as much as we talk about the economy, it's good we talk about, they're talking about the road there, the road here. But again, there are also other factors. There is part of the discussion that the government seem not to be talking about. When you bring these people, you talk about the dangling carrots. Oh, I've done this. Oh, I've done that. Oh, I've done this other one. I'm trying to do the other one. But in real sense, you cannot even deliver what is going on about it. So I think we must think twice about it. Thank you.